Yeah, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Go ahead, get the channel, subscribe, share, leave some messages or comments, hit the thumbs up for the like, notification bell to be informed on all episodes when they drop. Most importantly, if you enjoy this content, please feel free to share it. Share it to your family, your friends, your coworkers, anywhere and everywhere in your social media platforms. Let's get this raw and uncut material out there to the millions that don't know we are here. Now, I said before that I was never going to talk about this guy ever again, but goddamn, man, this shit really needs to be discussed. I mean, after you hear what I got to say, you'll thank me for bringing this news to you if you ain't already heard about it. All right, so several people have been hitting me up. I did a little bit of research on it. A couple of people I know actually tried to reach out to these individuals to find out if it was true. They didn't have any comments. And this gentleman has not posted anything on his channel for over a week around the time that this alleged event had occurred. Yes, we're talking about Savage Studios. Yeah, I know, but hey, trust me, this one is a doozy. This one is a real fucking doozy, man. So, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because it's still, I haven't seen a mugshot yet, and I'm not the kind of person that likes to spread bogus information, but I'm almost pretty much 99% positive that this is the guy, okay? I'm almost pretty much positive that this is a guy, and that's the only reason why I'm bringing it up, for several reasons, and we'll get into it, of course. But yes, Steven Michael Segala, a.k.a. Savage Studios, was busted last week doing some, let's just say some weirdo shit, okay? I mean, so apparently, this guy likes to creep around in Walmarts and stalk people, whoever it is he was stalking. It seems the media and law enforcement and everything is really hush hush. Can't talk about it at all. So hush hush to the point to where they got his birth date and his weight and his height and everything all like changed all around, thinking that somebody ain't going to find out that that's him. But consider the circumstances that are going on, all right? I'm going to keep saying allegedly this is him. Until, of course, he pops up and says, no, everybody, it's, mistaken identity. Because I actually seen some shit like this that came out about him that turned out to be still questionable to this day. I don't even believe it was him, with some other stuff that I seen. But this one right here, I'm almost positive that it's him. So apparently, Steven Segala, Savage Studios, was down in Yucca Valley, which is not really that far from Barstow if you think about it. I mean, how many Steven Michael Segalas that are 28 years old are running around down there in that area? I would imagine probably not many, if any, just himself. So this person was busted inside of a Walmart, stalking somebody. So he has a stalking charge and a 247A. Soliciting a lewd sexual act in a public place. Yeah, you heard it. Soliciting a lewd sexual act in a public place. And I'll describe to you many different scenarios of how this could have worked out. It could be anything from jacking your dick off to somebody to sniffing a pair of panties in the lingerie aisle. It could have been a number of different things. We'll go through them all, but yes. These are his charges, if it is him. Allegedly, of course, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, or guilty until proven innocent. Whichever way you look at it, it's the same slice of pie, right? But yeah, creeping around in a Walmart. So if it is him and he is found guilty for it, his new name will be Stalking Studios, according to Sandman. Sandman came up with that one, so you can thank him for that. But yeah, Stalking Studios, Debriefing Studios, Savage Studios, creeping around in a Walmart, sniffing on underwear, handing down his pants. I mean, it could be anything from him looking over at somebody like, hey, how you doing? Or it could have been like, hey, rubbing on his dick. Hey, you want to go out in my car and have some sex? Want to suck my dick? Want me to eat your pussy? Or suck your dick? Who knows? We don't know who it is. Because there's nobody on this report, man. Very limited information. It's very strange, this whole situation, though. Very, 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 very odd indeed. But he is down there at the West Valley Detention Center, so if you guys want to send him your regards, you can hit him up down there. He has a court date around the 22nd in Morongo Court. His bail is set at $275,000. Now, let me explain something to you about the legal system, right? If your bail is over $10,000, so if your bail's like $15,000, $25,000, something like that, you're looking at a felony charge. You know what I mean? And if you got a bail that's $275,000, chances are it's a pretty fucking weird charge. You know what I mean? You got to understand one thing about this soliciting a lewd act in public. Okay, it's normally reserved for when adults are soliciting a minor for some weirdo sex shit, right? But in all fairness to him, it can also be an adult as well. But you have to ask yourself, a charge that normally is like, a high misdemeanor, a low felony at best, would normally be about a $25,000 bail, right? But why is the fucking bail so goddamn high? He's not on parole, because there'd be a parole holder. He wouldn't have any bail. I mean, could it be because he's an ex-felon or whatever? I mean, that's a possibility as well. But goddamn, man, that's some high fucking bail. That's some really fucking high bail for that case. But yeah, I mean, think about it, man. All he's got to do is just be, creeping around in there. Creeping around in the aisles, looking around, sniffing some panties, looking over and stuff, blowing kisses, rubbing on his dick. He could have had his hand down his pants. He could have been out in the parking lot jacking his dick off and telling somebody, hey, look, shaking it around like, hey, you want to come over and, take a couple of swipes off of this? It could be a number of different things, man. The sky's the limit when it comes to soliciting a lewd act in a public place. It's definitely a sex charge, and considering the amount of his bail, I would leave one to believe that he probably has to register as a sex offender at the end of the day when this is all said and done and over with. But, like I said, people have tried to reach out to Brittany Savage for comment, and she's not commenting. Another strange thing about all this that would point to the direction that he is definitely the guy that's busted for this is the fact that his Instagram is now gone. And so is Brittany Savage's Instagram. Both of their Instagrams are out of there, deleted. And I think the only reason why they got the channel up and running right now is because that's their source of revenue. Don't think either one of them work at all. So, yeah, they're making money off of that, and that's probably going to have to be his bail money or his attorney money. But goddamn, man, what a fucking weird charge to have to explain to people, don't you think? It kind of reminds me of when I once did a video about this kind of thing. I think I did a video one time about S&Y prison gangs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I? Yeah, I did. I did a video about S&Y prison gangs, and I seem to recall me mentioning something about how a dude reached out to me on IG who was once a 2-5er, told me that his car was full of a bunch of trash, a bunch of sex offenders and weirdos and shit. And if I remember correctly, this gentleman got pretty upset about that when I said that. If you remember, called me all kinds of names, fat ass, and he even called me a chomo. Yeah, the irony in that one, right? Well, I can tell you this much. You ain't going to see my name in no Megan's Law website, no sex offender registry or anything like that. Because Big JD's a gangster. He doesn't do no weirdo seat sniffing shit like that, stalking around in a Walmart, sniffing underwear and, peeping out the little preteen girls and all that stuff, or boys or whatever it is. I don't do that kind of weirdo shit, you know what I mean? But it's like I told you. If you lay down in the mud, you're going to come up with mud on you. You lay down in shit, you're going to come up with shit all over your ass. If you're in a PC gang, I guarantee you got some fucking seat sniffers, some weirdos in there that have done some weirdo stuff. Case in point, look at this. Because a G is not going to be doing some weirdo shit like this, stalking somebody around in a goddamn fucking Walmart. I mean, what possessed this guy to do this? I mean, did he get that big in his head? Did his head blow up that big thinking that he was untouchable, that he can have anything he want in the world, and just thought that this chick was into him because he thinks that all the girls are into him? because of a fucking YouTube channel? I mean, come on, man. You know, you got to use your head. You got to think for a second that this kind of stuff is you can't tolerate it. I don't tolerate it at all. Imagine if that was my daughter or one of my nieces or something like that. Man, I'd be beating the fucking brakes off that dude. But hey, I guess he got off lucky because whoever's father it was wasn't in the store with him or whatnot. Or I mean, and how do you get caught for that anyways? I mean, he must have been hanging around stalking people in that Walmart for some time. I mean, that's got to be some like methamphetamine type of shit. You know, and I really don't feel sorry for the guy at all if of course that's him. And if of course he's found guilty of this, because like I said, innocent until proven guilty or guilty until proven innocent. But in cases like this, it's pretty much a high percentage of probability that these people are guilty of these kind of things. I mean, it's just, you got to think about it, right? How weird this whole thing is. But yeah, in case you guys have been wondering where he's been, I'm pretty sure that's where he's been. With a $275,000 bail and a home that he's living in that's registered under somebody else's name, his car that's obviously not even really his car, nothing that man has that is his except for, of course, his channel. It's probably the only thing that he's got that's his. And how's he going to bail out for something that high, man? I mean, even 10% of that's like $27,000. And, you know, the money you're making off of YouTube only goes so far if you save it or you properly invest it. I doubt he's really done that. But in the end of the day, we'll find out for sure if this is really him or not. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, to be perfectly honest with you. Because that just, like, ugh, you know what I mean? And here's the thing. If I'm right, though, if that really is him, I really do hope that a lot of yous out there will pull away from supporting something like that. Just like Independent TV. When it came out what he was, man, he just fucking sunk straight like a stone down the bottom of a fucking ice-cold river. I don't really see why any of you would want to continue to support somebody that is crazy like that would do some shit like that. Because people that stalk, people that solicit, are the same people that will take advantage of somebody. Imagine if you take that dude to a party with you, and some chick's passed out on the couch drunk as fuck. I guarantee you a person like that is going to pull her panties down and rape her while she sleeps. It's already in him. There's something that's already there that says that you have that kind of weirdness about you. You know, and I don't ever accuse nobody of being a chomo or a rapist or anything like that. But goddamn, man, when you creeping around in a Walmart and you got these kind of weird charges pending against you right now, it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. And somebody over there should really start doing some damage control. Because it's a good thing that I got to this before somebody else did. Because at least I'm giving the dude the benefit of the doubt that there could be some doubt. Some of these other channels probably won't be that friendly. You know what I mean? So usually when some shit comes out like this, you better hurry up and get your damage control on. If anything, man, I'm probably doing him a favor. As crazy as that sounds. But it's really not for that. My whole purpose in doing this video is to basically tell you people I told you so. About these phonies. About this optical illusion bullshit. That a lot of you just get sucked into, man. You know what I mean? It's just like, you think that this dude's like a big dude with all his tattoos and all that stuff on his neck, that he's just some big giant gangster? It makes you kind of wonder now why I take this avenue when it comes to a lot of these people, man. You know, when I say the things that I say, and in the beginning, like I told you, man, this dude had me fooled too. You know, I don't have time to watch all these channels and to hear all the latest gossip. You know, when I first met this guy, he was on Death's show, and he said he was from Pacoima Project Boys. He never even said he was fucking 2-5 or an SNY. And stupid me, you know, being hasty and shit, I reached out to him like, hey, man, I saw your video, blah, 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 this and that. And I even gave him a shout out once. And somebody told me he was a 2.5er. He was a S&Y. I didn't say nothing about it until I reached out to him. And like I said, the dude told me, nah, man, I'm out of that stuff. I'm all out of that. I'm all about positive change. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. You know, but as time went on, I started to hear more and more stuff from people that were trying to set up business deals with him and shit. How he was treating his wife. How he puts hands on his wife. How he gets all drunk and he gets all high and he does all kinds of stupid shit and he's reckless and he's wild and all these things. I mean, that kind of a person right there is somebody you just don't want to have around you at all. So that was that. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's at the end of the day, you have to really ask yourself, what kind of content are you looking for from people on here? Are you just looking to be lied to? I mean, if you're just looking to be lied to, then go watch a movie on Netflix, you know? But if you're really looking for like some real shit where somebody is coming at you and being 100% honest, and they're always up front with you, and they're willing to make corrections, and they're willing to hold themselves accountable for you, and they walk the walk, always. Anytime they do these videos or anytime they interact with their audience that reaches out to them on social medias, and they don't blow up in their face and call them all kind of bitches and punks and names and shit like that and blocks them, but somebody who is actually the same person all the time, that's the kind of channels that you should be gravitating towards. Really. Because when something like this happens, I mean, how are you going to explain it away? I do understand that a lot of people love Tekashi 6ix9ine. And I don't get it because he's a fucking diaper sniping weirdo fucking piece of shit himself. But people seem to love him. For any of yous out there that are subscribed to Savage Studios, what are you going to do now in light of this information right here? To know this dude is a possible Walmart stalker, soliciting people for sex, possibly even a minor. Somebody has to do damage control when something like this happens because guess what? This really affects all the channels. It affects the whole genre when something like this happens. Remember that last time with J-Rock and K-Frog? It's a good thing that was defused and that was stopped before it was exposed. Because it could have done a lot of damage as far as credibility is concerned for the rest of us. It may not make much sense to you, but it makes a whole lot of sense to me. Because I know the way that I think. I don't want to watch a fucking genre that's full of a bunch of fucking God knows what kind of weirdos could be behind these cameras. You know? When the shit comes out of the wash, we got to talk about it, man. We got to assure you that there's people that are doing this that ain't on the up and up. There's people that are doing this that aren't 100. You will know them by their fruits, by how they act and how they carry themselves always. Ego and stuff like that, narcissism, and all these things are real good indicators of predators and weirdos and people that just ain't being totally honest with you. Let that sink in a little bit. But yeah, in the meantime, you want to reach out to this guy? He's over there in the West Valley Detention Center in San Bernardino County Jail. Send him your regards. Send him mine too while you're at it. Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, non-sugarcoat, not politically correct, all up in your face, slapping you with that dick of reality, but not stalking you in a Walmart with reality. And I'm out.